Today we're talking about how personal injury cases are resolved. So if you find yourself or a family member having been hurt in an accident and you reach out to an attorney, or you're thinking about reaching out to an attorney, you may be asking how long this process takes and how do these cases ultimately get resolved? Is it like you see on television? Is it happen behind closed doors? And the answer is that it can depend upon a number of factors, and it could really be any of those things. So if you find yourself having been hurt or a family member has been hurt and you want to pursue a legal claim, you should know that there are a number of ways that these claims can ultimately be resolved. They can be resolved quickly and quietly in some cases with an insurance company for the wrongdoer, or in some cases a lawsuit can be filed and the case can be pursued all the way through up to and including a trial. Now, if you're looking at statistics and you're saying, well, what is the most likely outcome? The most likely outcome in a case involving an accident or an injury is that the case will settle. That is not a guarantee that the case will settle. Sometimes cases do not settle, sometimes cases go to trial, sometimes cases are dismissed. But statistically speaking, the most likely outcome is that somewhere along the line, the case will get settled, because that is a resolution that removes the risk for both sides of the case. So you, as the person who has been injured, it removes the risk that you would ultimately lose. And for the other side, the insurance company, it removes the risk that they could ultimately lose in a big way. Now, just because a case can settle, that doesn't mean that it settles at any specific time, because cases involving injuries can often settle at various points along the way. Sometimes cases settle relatively shortly after an injury, within a few months, because we know what the injury is, it has healed, and the person is able to determine what they need into the future. So if, for example, you break an arm, there is a course of treatment, the arm heals, it is a closed world of the injury, that situation might be a situation where the case can be settled at an early stage. Now, if you're in an accident and you have long-term injuries, or you have a brain injury or something that's much more severe and unpredictable, it is typical that those cases would maybe settle further along in the process. In that situation, it may be wise to file a lawsuit, pursue it for a while, and then the case can be settled either through the attorneys or at a mediation, or potentially at any point along the way. Now, in a situation where the insurance company for the wrongdoer is denying fault, and they're saying, well, we didn't do anything wrong, then in those cases, the resolution may not come until a trial. And a trial is an opportunity for both sides to present their case to a judge or a jury and let them decide. Now, statistically speaking, most cases do not ultimately go to trial for the reasons I said earlier, but that is a possibility. So if you're thinking about how do these cases resolve and when do they resolve along the way, again, statistically, it is most likely that they will settle. That is not always the case. And it can happen at various points along the process. If you have questions about any of this and you're hurt, or you have a family member who is hurt and you want to think about whether you want to pursue a claim and how that looks, feel free to reach out to us.